There is a problem which has been rampant in just about everything, in all matters of faith. It's a problem that has definitely had its roots in Christianity as well. It's a problem that hopefully in today's Sunday school class we might have a fun time ridding ourselves of. And this is the problem of proof texting. Now, for those who don't know what proof texting is, proof texting is when you take a particular verse or paragraph in the Bible and you twist it and distort it to make sure that it fits what you already believe. Or you have your belief and you just scour the scriptures to find out one verse that you're convinced will prove your point. That has happened as individuals. We want to believe something, so we go search out that right exact same answer. It exists in groups. For instance, in the KKK, it was believed that white people were superior, because in the Garden of Eden, it says that Adam and Eve blushed. And you see, those of fairer skin can more easily blush or be more visible while they're blushing, so therefore are in that same line and therefore better. That makes sense to anybody, really? I hope not. But we make ourselves believe certain things. Also, we do this as a culture because it becomes so ingrained. When one person starts that theory, and it keeps going and going and going and growing and growing and growing until all the culture believes this. And this happens in one of our readings today, through all of our history. And then God took the rib out of the man and formed a woman. And he got to name her. For out of man came this being. So therefore it's now a woman. Now people have twisted this throughout the years and used it as a proof to prove that women are the fairer, lesser sex. Why? Why would we ever do this? It also says that, that woman was made as a helper for the guy. And so once again, women are seen as lesser than. They're the ones who get to help out the guy. Now I know for a fact that women can be much stronger than men. I know this because God, in God's infinite wisdom, gave women the power of childbirth. I'm pretty sure none of us guys can get through it. It will not end so well for us. It's my joke for the day. But he said, you are lesser than. You are the helper, but you're made for. Seriously? I hope that no one here believes this kind of thing, but I know something has to continue to go through our scriptures, continue to go through our culture that says women don't need to be listened to as much. Consider for ourselves our history. How long was it between the start of the country and when women were able to vote? It was that? About 150 years? That makes sense to you? In 150 years you realize that maybe women have minds of their own and can actually vote and have a say in what's happening? But back in Scripture times, Mary Magdalene, she comes to the disciples and says, guys, listen, I've been to the tomb. Jesus is God. He's come back from the dead. And the disciples go, silly woman talk. We can't possibly believe you. Our culture has known for decades and centuries that you can't be trusted. You're weak of mind. So the greatest news possible got laughed at and ignored until a guy figured it out. That's super. Go team. And it just keeps on cropping up again and again and again. Seeing woman as the helper, seeing woman as the one made from the one who was created alongside the animal, trying to find that perfect helpmate for the guy. also then put us right into marriage. Where instead of being about having two equals coming together, bring a greater whole, instead of saying this is about love, this is about much greater things. In the early days, and it also continues to go forward, it was seen as that women were there as property. It was that the dad owned you until he could find somebody willing to pay to take you off of his hands. Or sometimes they actually pay the guy, hey, just take her, please. It's not about the feet. I don't want her anymore. How do we get to that point? How do we get to the point where women were told, sit down, shut up, and be quiet? Look pretty is all you have to do. And also, that turned into abuse cases back in Scripture days, too. Do you know what the penalty was if you sexually abused a woman in the Bible? You paid off the dad for breaking his property and you had to marry her. That seems fair, right? As they go into a store, you push something off and it breaks, and they go, yeah, you broke it, you bought it. It's yours now. And there's a system that goes on and on and on about not believing women. And in fact, it's also in the Scriptures that if something happened to you in the city, you were stoned to death as well because you didn't scream loud enough for someone to hear you. How messed up is that? And then in our culture today, and we wonder, has anything really changed all that much? We like to believe it has. We don't believe that everyone now is seen as perfectly equal and perfectly willing and able to be strong and independent. That your definition of your whole life isn't about who you're married to, who your dad was, what sons you might have that carry on the family name. That your voice is heard completely equally. And yet, I wonder if we've taken this text so much throughout the years and said, this is how it is. I know, reading the news, it's all out there. We're not yet there yet. We have a scripture that tells us that we are created for relationships. We are created not to exist on our own. We are created for one another, giving of ourselves to one another. We are created not to be alone, but we need whole for each other's presence. To realize that we need both halves there to be whole. To have as fellowship in our community where all are raised up and made whole together. So then it comes to our divorce reading today in the Gospel. I remember one time I was on internship and I was doing Bible study on hard topics. It was interesting because every week I had a different thing I had to talk about. And it was a noontime Bible study, so it wasn't actually all that well attended. But one day it came time to have the conversation about divorce. And I was very glad that I had a book written by the ELCA that would help me get through the Bible study. I was especially glad that I was the only person in the room who was not divorced. I was supposed to be the one talking about it. Had all the experience in the world. In today's reading, there is not condemnation of the people for being divorced. There's just not. The question is about our society as a whole. Do we have hardness of heart? Are we sinful, broken people? Is anyone here not sinful at all? Or not broken at all? No perfect people in the room? No? Didn't think so. Because those relationships will break down at times. We'll look at ourselves too much, or our partner will. And that covenant that we made, or the promise that we made, get broken. And that is something to mourn. That we're not perfect. That things happen. But there comes a point in our lives where we are better separated than together. It's a sad reality of our day. But yet it also went back in the same text to go back at the very beginning where it said women was created as lower because they added the whole woman divorcing her man part, by the way. The Greeks could do that. The Romans. The Jews couldn't. It was still back to the guy could divorce you and leave you on the streets and suffer by yourself because that day you cooked dinner wrong. Super fair, right? Or just take a board with you and you model. So Jesus is trying to say, don't do that. If you do it, it's because of your brokenness. But let's not push people out. And same with the children at the very end of the reading, where the disciples are trying to shoot them away because again, they're just mouths to feed. They're annoyances. And here's Christ saying, no, come to me. Come to me, all of you who are pushed away, all of you who are oppressed, all of you who are broken. Come to me because I love you. Because you don't deserve to be pushed around. You don't deserve to be pushed underground. You don't deserve to be stepped upon. But rather, come to me and be healed. Come to me and know my love. And love one another. Love one another. Don't go around looking for judgment on other people. Look around going, well, I didn't get divorced, but you did, therefore you're more sinful than I am. No! That's not how it works. We all have our issues. But God comes to all of us and says, I make you whole. Whatever anyone else has done to you, whatever someone has said to you, no matter what has happened in your life, or what you have done, I am here for you. You're to be lifted up and seen as amazing. For indeed you are one of the saints. We don't walk around saying Saint, Saint Sean, Saint Kathy, Saint Mike. You never say that. But we are. In this broken and sinful world, in this broken and sinful person that we are, God comes to us and claims us as saints. Claims us as good. And so we are called to go out and lift up one another. To make sure that in the relationship we have with one another, no one is seen as lesser and. Everyone is listened to. Everyone heard. Everyone's pains, everyone's sorrows are lifted up. And let our brokenness to wrap our arms around one another and say, I am here for you. I hear you. I love you. And that no one say, ever, that one is better than another. It's not how we're made. We are made just a little bit lower than angels. We are made as loved beings, as one family, as one body united together. And that no one separate us ever again.